YouTube, what up? Today we're going to be doing a tier list. Marvel Rivals Heroes ranked, baby. Let's go. We're going to be starting this off hot. Marvel Rivals just came out a couple weeks ago. Like, it's been out like in the beta and stuff, but like it just released. It's on fire. It's one of the biggest games in the world currently, especially multiplayer. It's amazing. It's great. I almost have nothing bad to say about it other than solo queuing is dog shit. But this game is fun as hell. It's amazing. Every character slaps, and I'm going to be ranking them. Okay? So, let's get into the video. Alright, we're starting off with Adam Warlock. Alright, so Adam Warlock is not my main. He's not my favorite healer, but this dude is super clutch. I'm going to put him in B for now. Okay? I don't think anyone has a problem with that. I hope nobody would, but he's got really good attacks. He's got chain heals. He can res the whole team. He's not the best healer, and he's not the best, attacker, but if you know how to utilize him really well, he's very, very good for the team. Like, someone who's good with Adam Warlock is an S tier, right? And that's pretty much every hero on here. But for me, B. Okay? Next one up, Black Panther. I'm putting Black Panther also in B because I see the craziest clips. I haven't used Black Panther yet. I think I used him once when the game first came out. I need to go back to use him, but watching people play as Black Panther is so satisfying when he does his dashes like 3 or 4 times back and forth and just getting an insane amount of kills when he just dives in there. He's one of the hardest players to kill in terms of like tracking him down because he's so fast, and it's really satisfying when he does hit those combos. And he's a DPS. He doesn't really do much for any of the other team, but he's also, just on his own, he's really, really good. High damage, very fast. So he's going to B tier for me. Next up, Black Widow. Listen, bro. Listen, we dropping her right there. I'm saying it right now. I absolutely hate when somebody on our team picks Black Widow because listen, if you're good with her, do you? But I have not played with I haven't seen one person be MVP though. I played about 100 matches already. I haven't seen a single Black Widow MVP. Like, that's just that. Like, she's good, I guess. I haven't even tried her because she's just so unappealing. Like, I hated Widowmaker on Overwatch because of the same reason. She's just a sniper, and it's like, there's so many other characters that are way better than her. Like, what does she simply bring to the table? Like, literally almost nothing, right? Hawkeye is leaps and bounds better than this girl. Like, I don't even know what it is, but Hawkeye's way better than her, and they're damn near the same character. But it is what it is, Next up, we're gonna be going Hulk. I'm gonna give Hulk, I want to say A. Like, if you're really good with Hulk, like, this dude is a menace on the battlefield. And plus, I'm an Iron Man main, so he, obviously goes perfect with me. And, team up abilities are going to change every season. I don't know if anyone knows that, but they're going to change every season. All your teammate abilities and teammate team ups, they're all going to change. So Iron Man and Hulk, this gamma beam, it's not going to last forever. It's going to change when season 1 starts, I think. I don't know if they're all going to change or if some of them are going to change and some stay the same, but I'm pretty sure they all change. I don't know. We'll see in a couple days as season 1 comes up, and I'm going to have to redo this because we're going to have 4 more characters to try out, maybe 5. And so Hulk is definitely an A. If you know how to use him, he's fucking dangerous. He's a literal tank. Like, literally, like, the great Hulk players go a long way, right? Captain America. I'm gonna put him in B, right? His shield literally could deflect anything, and I've seen some of the craziest deflection plays. Other than that, I don't know, I feel like he could be a little more versatile, and I say the same about Thor. I feel the same way about him. He could be a little more versatile, although I do like Captain America for sure. I think, B or higher is where he really belongs, but he's like the kind of guy, and he's really tanky too, to be honest, like real tanky, especially with that shield. You know, I can either put him in B or A. I'm going to leave him in B for now. That might change later, but I like Captain America in B. Next one, Cloak and Dagger. Listen, easy S tier. Easy. Dude, people with Cloak and Dagger are just menaces. They like a solid Cloak and Dagger. They are so hard to deal with. They're everywhere on the battlefield. They're healing. They're causing, major damage. Like, they do so much damage, and their healing factor is it's just as good as Manus's and Luna's, if you really think about it, because she spreads it across the floor, and if you're in it, you just don't die. So it's damn near the same as theirs. So she could be a huge detriment to the enemy team. And I don't know. I think she's really good and very, very versatile, very fast when she goes into cloak or whatever the dagger is. I don't know. When she puts the cloak on, like, it's so hard to get a hold of her. She's very hard, very fast. And, I believe she goes S tier. Next one, Doctor Strange. Easy. Easy S tier. Easy. Bro, this man can deflect any ult. He can, he stops any... His shield is so OP, and it pretty much just, helps everyone else around him, and, like, his portals, like, portal plays, dude, those are the funnest things I've seen. Like, those are the coolest things. Like, nearly, I want to say 90% of the clips I've seen have to do with Doctor Strange opening a portal and someone else either executing, one of their ults behind it, or him literally taking out an entire team by doing one of the portal plays. So... he's easily S tier, and he has like 650 health off rip, so like he's a brutal tank. He's actually really powerful if you hit your shots. Like his shots do a lot of damage if they hit. He throws out like 3 like little magic dagger stars or whatever, and if all 3 of them hit, it's super deadly. Next one, Groot. Groot, it's hard. It's like he's either B or he's C, and I wouldn't mind putting him at B because so many people run him. I don't run him at all. I don't think he's the best tank. Usually when I'm Iron Man, I melt him so easy. He's one of the easier tanks to kill and deal with. I have ran into the occasional, like, really tough Groot, but I definitely think he's going to be, a B. I don't really see him going anywhere other than there. He has cool ults. He has a cool, when he builds his walls. It's cool. I haven't really used him yet, but... when he's on my team, I haven't really played with a lot of Groot, like guys that are Groot that are really, really good. Usually the tanks that are good are, Strange, Hulk, or Venom. So I'm gonna leave Groot in B. And next up we have Hawkeye. Now, as an Iron Man main, I want to put Hawkeye in F tier because I hate Hawkeye because he 2-shots you out of the sky if you don't do anything about him. And up close and personal, he's really hard to use because if he gets rushed, he's just like any other sniper. You can't get up close and with anybody because you're just gonna be at a huge disadvantage. But he also where he has a lot of strength makes up for where he lacks because he literally can 2-shot or 1-shot if it's a headshot people. I don't know if that's the same with Black Widow. I can imagine that it is since she has a sniper. But listen, I've seen better Hawkeye plays, better Hawkeye players. And yeah, I like Hawkeye better. I'm going to put him... You guys are going to hate me if I put him in C. So I'm going to put him in C. Alright, next up we got Hela. Listen. Menace to society. She's one of the most OP characters. Her regular attack is like a 2 or 3 shot if it really lands. Like it's so hard. And then when she goes gigantic and then hits you in 2 shots, you're dead. So I really like her. She has good maneuverability when she turns into her crow. She lasted a little bit longer like Scarlet Witch's, but I'm okay with it not. And she also has a really good delay attack that does a lot of damage that could kind of catch you off guard. So I'm going to put her S tier. Next up, Iron Fist. Listen, everybody knows Iron Fist. Everybody's seen all the clips. Everybody knows this guy. You want to talk about a menace to society? This dude He'll be feeding you hands like it's a Dragon Ball Z fight. Like, this dude just goes out there and just pieces. And I love his skill set. I think he has great combos. He has great maneuverability. He can heal himself. I think he might be able to heal others around him. I don't think so, though. I think he's able to heal himself and then give himself, a buff. And I really like him. I think he's an A tier or S tier, depending on who you are. I could really put him in S tier because he could literally take out Iron Man in the sky. He could take out Spider-Man. He's a menace in the air and on the ground. So I'm actually going to put him in S tier because he's super, super versatile. You know what I mean? So next up, we got Iron Man. And I'm going to straight up tell you guys right now, super biased. Super biased. This is my main. I love playing as Iron Man, especially if I have a great team with me. And any player, if you don't have a good team with you, every player kind of sucks, right? If you don't have a good team, every player just feels bad. But Iron Man, though, he just feels right like almost all the time because I'm pretty much doing my own thing. I'm up in the air. I'm flying around. All I got to do is make sure that I have good vantage points. If I start getting hit a little bit, I'm out of there and I just find a heal spot. And I could get to the heal spot faster than anybody else. So I'm going to put Iron Man in S tier because he's one of the more higher power damages. His beam is literally insane, especially when you hit E and he, powers himself up, especially with the Hulk. His beam could literally just take out multiple people at a time and he melts tanks. He absolutely melts tanks. His biggest weaknesses, in my opinion, are Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, Hawkeye, and probably Cloak and Dagger, I would say. And then, the occasional Wolverine and Hulk, can knock you out of the sky. But I don't really have to worry about them too much. And also Star-Lord, you have to worry about him because he's so fast and maneuverable. And he's just as maneuverable as anybody else. He's really good. So I think I'm going to put, Iron Man in S tier. I've seen some crazy plays with Iron Man. I've done some crazy plays with Iron Man. I've had 40-plus kills with Iron Man. So I'm definitely giving him S tier. Next up, we got Jeff the Shark. Listen, baby, A tier. Easy. I don't even got to say it. He's A tier because he's like one of the best healers. He has one of the best ults, like easily top 5 best ults in the game. He's one of the best healers. He actually does quite a bit of damage with his, regular attacks. And like his shift, like when he's sprinting away and he could just heal himself automatically, like he's S tier. What am I doing? What am I thinking? He's literally S tier. He's one of the best heroes. He's one of the best. Like, if you got a Jeff main on your team, just know that dude's doing work. And yes, just to clarify, that is Hawkeye down there at C. All right, so anyway, next up, Loki. I think Loki, he's kind of the same to me as, Adam Warlock, right? Like, I could see him being in B tier. But the thing that makes me think that he's A tier is his ult. Right, he could turn into anybody on the battlefield, use their ult like right away, and I've seen so many save plays from him where Jeff the Shark takes a bunch of people, he turns into Jeff the Shark, eats Jeff, and then spits Jeff out and saves his team. I've seen so many insane plays with Loki, and like his clones pop up, and people are just really tricky with him. And I think B for now. Right, this all can change. I could see him in A. We'll see when it's totally done. We'll see where things get moved around, okay? Next up, Luna Snow. Easy A. Super easy. Her ultimate is, overpowered. If somebody uses their ult and, they either gotta take an objective or they gotta get on the vehicle to get it moving, to transport it. She literally is a game changer. If you have all your ults and everyone's out there at the same time and everyone's on the objective and she uses her ult, everyone is unlimited. Like, everybody is literally immortal, and she's hard to take out. The best way for me to take her out is with Iron Man, because I can literally one-shot her with my pulse cannon. So I'm going to keep her at A. She's really good. She's really good on offense, too. She can freeze people out of the air. She can stop ultimates, so she can stop Iron Man's ult by freezing him. She can stop Scarlet Witch's ult. I'm pretty sure she can stop anyone's ult by just freezing them, really. Next one, Magic. Easy A. Magic, if you got a good Magic user on your team, dude, she is a menace as well. She's everywhere. She could be in the air. She could get you on the ground. She has crazy combos. Her range is insane because she has that huge sword. She also has that minion that can heal her and do damage to the other team. And she can also use the minion as like a cover. If you kind of hide behind it, like it's hard to like get to her, like because her minion's pretty much going to tank it for her. But anyway, I think she's an A. I like her abilities. She has awesome combos and... You know, like what more can you say? It's Magic. Next one, Magneto. Listen, I want to put Magneto at A, but I also want to put him S because I have gone against some menacing Magneto players. Like, they can heal themselves. They give everybody shields. He has his own shield. His ultimate is pretty OP. It's kind of like Iron Man's in a way. He can fly. He can levitate. He can do all types of things. Yeah, I'm gonna give Magneto S tier. His normal attack is super strong. All of his other abilities, you know, they just fit really well with Magneto. So I'm gonna give Magneto S tier. I could drop him down to A tier. I could see him being an A tier, not totally an S tier, because you know. I haven't seen Magneto like necessarily super carry a team, but I've seen him carry teams, you know, like he's been the best player for sure at times. And so right now I'm going to leave him at S. All right. Next one, Mantis. Easy S tier. Easy S tier. And this is why I kind of want to put Magneto down because like Mantis, dude, she's OP in terms of attacking and she's going to get high kills, high assists, and she has one of the best healing, you know, techniques in the game. She has one of the best healing ultimates in the game. It's just like it's just like Luna Snow's. You know, the area of effect is just everyone's immortal, right? All the healers with that kind of like area of effect healing, Cloak and Dagger, Luna Snow, Mantis, like all three of them are literally like they can make the entire team immortal, right? And now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, I think I should put Luna or Cloak and Dagger down in A. And maybe Luna Snow S, but I like it like this, right? I like Cloak and Dagger down in A. She, you know, isn't the best healer or attacker, but she's very solid. So I'm going to keep her at A. Next up, we have Moon Knight. Moon Knight, man, solid B. Like, for sure. He does a lot of good damage. He could kind of go invisible in his ball, his little, you know, ball thing that he has. His little, crosses that he puts down and like his rings, you know, fly off of him if you're in that area. I'm gonna put him in B. He's really good. He's a great option if you're kind of like, you know, who should I use? I'm gonna try Moon Knight. Like he's very good. He has good range. Like his attacks can hit you from afar. And I really like when people utilize his crosses because I've seen some crazy plays. They just literally, it's pretty much, if you throw it to his cross, the cross bounces his, you know, boomerang off of the cross and it hits somebody and it's almost always like, it's always on. It hits them every single time. Next up, we got Namor. Namor, dude, he be pissing me off when I play against him. His little squid things, they kill me more than he does. His ult it's cool. It's good if you're using somebody else, like, with him. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody else can utilize their ult with Namor, Namor is really effective. Namor is really good. I'm going to put him in B tier for now. I could see him being in C tier. I think he's a little bit more versatile than Hawkeye. I think he could do a little bit more than Hawkeye. So I'm going to keep him there. Plus, he's got his little squiddies that he could pop out. And they, like I said, I died more to his squids than I do to him almost. And so I'm going to give him B tier because he's actually really really good to use. Next up, we got Penny. So Penny, dude, man, like she's at times S tier. And then at times A tier, and then at times like when people just don't know how to use her, she's definitely F tier. Like I just don't get how you're bad with her, but I think I could see her as a solid A tier character. She's a tank. She does a lot of damage. Her ult is crazy. Her mines are insane. She's like damn near S tier. She's like borderline S tier for me. I haven't really played with her too much just because I really like Iron Man and I really like playing as Wolverine and, you know, other players, but I have yet to really give her a decent shot and I really need to. But I'm going to keep her at A tier for now because I do think that she's really versatile. She's a underrated tank, a super underrated tank, but not even underrated because a lot of people use her. So I just don't like slow tanks. That's why I don't really use her too much. But I really like her. She's great to have on the team. Her ult is awesome, and she just has really good abilities and utilities. Next up, we got Psylocke. Psylocke, to me, like, playing as her is like a B tier. Watching people play as her, though, is A or S, right? But this is my opinion on, I've played as everybody. I've gave everybody a shot, and I'm going to give her B, right? I think she's very solid. I haven't unlocked her full potential. I really like her ultimate. Her ultimate is pretty OP. But I'm not the best with her. I've seen other people that are really good with her. She's a 5-star difficulty, so she's like, for me, I still like really got to figure her out. But I think she's a really versatile, character, just like a lot of them. But her her ult is really OP, and when people utilize her in the correct way, it could really change the tide of the whole game. She's fast. She could beat you up in the air, on the ground, and I really like her. Next up, Rocket Raccoon. We're going A tier, baby. This kid he's versatile. He has great escaping. Like, he could run on walls. He gets out of there. He's in and out. His gun is super awesome. I love his gun. It's insane. Like the machine gun. He can heal everybody around you. He can heal himself. He can revive people. He does so much, and that's what gives me people the A and the S, is just they can do so much, right? And I know Loki can do a lot, but he really does feel a little limited at times. But Rocket Raccoon, for me, he just feels like he has so much gadgets that he could do. He's awesome. I really love Rocket Raccoon. I think he deserves A tier. Next up, we got Scarlet Witch. S tier, bro. One shot ultimate that could take out an entire team. She can fly. She can escape with her little red ball, right? And she's got that weird attack, kind of like Cloak and Dagger, where it follows you. You can't escape it if you run away. You just got to get out of range. She's a menace to Iron Man, so I got to put them, in S tier. And I know Hawkeye's a menace to Iron Man as well, but he's just so limited to what he could do. He's just a sniper, and he's a very good sniper. And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree that he's a C, especially all the Hawkeye mains. They for sure think he's a B or an A character, and I do too. But with me, I don't play with him that well, so I'm not really going to rank him too high because I suck with him. Yeah, that's how I'm doing this. This is my tier list. This is the tier list on how I perceive these characters. So I'm going to keep him a C. I do think he's a B or an A, but I'm going to keep him a C. I'm going to be a man of my word, and I'm going to take the hate. I don't care. Next one, we got Spider-Man. Spider-Man, easily A tier, right? Now, he's one of the characters that aren't as versatile in terms of their abilities, right? He only has 3 abilities. His webs don't really do that much damage. They kind of do, if you're, one hit and he hits you with a web, you're dead. But his ult is awesome. His versatility in terms of mobility is awesome. He's literally everywhere. You can't tell me that you haven't seen that one guy on YouTube that's literally Spider-Man, the number 1 ranked Spider-Man player. He is insane, bro. The plays that a really good Spider-Man player can make is insane. He causes so much havoc. He literally takes so much focus away from the objective, and that's what really makes me like him a lot, is that it's hard to, focus on what you're doing and have to fight Spider-Man, especially someone like me with Iron Man that has to follow him in the air and try to find him. I think he's really versatile. I think he could take out anybody, right? He could take out the Hulk. He could take out, tanks in one hit by pulling them off the edge. He has awesome combos if you can get people in the air. So yeah, I'm keeping Spider-Man at A, and it's a little biasy for me because Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. So next up, we got Squirrel Girl, and we are gonna visit the C section because she just reminds me of that one guy on Overwatch. What was his name? Junkrat or something like that? I don't know. I forget his name. On Overwatch, that guy was one of the best players, but in Marvel Rivals, I don't really know if I like her that much. She's cool. She's got, a little grenade shooter. She really does remind me of that guy from Overwatch, but that's why she's in C tier, because she reminds me of the guy from Overwatch. I don't really like her, a whole lot. I think she's decent. I think a good Squirrel Girl player, is really good. But I haven't seen a lot of good Squirrel Girl players. Every time I come across her, I light her up with my beam and she's dead, right? So I'm keeping her at C tier. I'm not that great with her. I haven't really seen anybody super great with her. And it's honestly not that I haven't seen anyone great with her. I haven't even tried to look because I don't care about her. I don't care about her moveset. I think she's, kind of whack, to be honest. And that's okay, because this is my opinion. Now, next up, Star-Lord. Easy A tier. This dude is a menace. His ult is one of the best ults. He goes into, this, pretty much like Soldier 76. He just doesn't miss. He's like, he's got aimbot. The only thing I don't like about him is that he runs out of ammo a little bit too much, kind of like that girl from Overwatch where she can, rewind herself. But I really like him. I really like that girl from Overwatch. I haven't played Overwatch in so long. I'm totally blanking on the names, but I used to play with her a lot. So I really like Star-Lord. I have a lot of fun with him. His shift where when he dodges, he could dodge all kind of ults just by dodging it if they shoot at him. And if he gets hit, with any kind of normal attacks or whatever, and you use his dodge, it's just straight up defended. You literally don't do any damage to him if you hit him. So I'm going to put him in A tier. I think he's really versatile. I love his moveset. Everything goes really well together. He's kind of like Spider-Man, where his abilities, you could just go from one ability to the next without really having to do too much, and it flows together really well. So I really like Star-Lord. Next up, we got Storm. Storm, to me, C tier. I think she's dope. I think she has a great concept, like her lightning ring and her wind ring and stuff like that. I think that I don't know if I really can't utilize her in the best way. She's really slow. I don't like that at all for her. She's really slow. I think her ultimate could do more damage than what it does, right? I can see Human Torch's ult being a little bit like hers, where it's not super OP, but it is. But if people are already hurt on the field and damaged, she could do a lot of damage. She could take out and kill a lot of people that are already hurt, but they need to be hurt already. And her, regular shots, they're not, the hardest, they're not the most powerful. Her charge up lightning attack is pretty powerful, but it's not the most powerful again. And other than that, she doesn't really do too much for the team, right? So I'm going to leave her at C tier. I think she's slow. I think she'd be a little bit more powerful. But yeah, I'm going to leave her there. I think she's cool. She is fun to play with. Just like Squirrel Girl and Hawkeye. They are fun to play with, but for me, they need a little bit more, So next up, Punisher. Easy B tier. He could be A tier for sure. He reminds me of Soldier 76. I love that you could switch to a shotgun, actually. That's awesome for me. I love that he's got his grappling hook because he is really slow. Not a grappling hook, but his zipline thing. And his ultimate, though, is one of the best ultimates. So he could easily be A or S tier simply because his ult. And if you got, a good tank in front of him, like Doctor Strange or Magneto, or someone giving him a shield, or even someone behind him, and he has, that Bastion type of where he could turn into that little turret and just shoot everybody and light them up. So honestly, I could see Punisher at A tier. I'm only putting him at B tier because I think that his guns could probably do a little more damage, I guess. But I don't know, man. Every time I run into Punisher, a cracked Punisher, they do fuck me up a lot. So you know what? Let's do this. We're putting him right there at A. Because he can hang with the best of them. You just really got to know how to use them. Alright, so next one. Thor. Dude, to me, Thor is a B. He's slow. Anytime I come across him with Iron Man, I just melt him really easy. He is hard to kill if he's got a good, team with him, just like anyone else. If he's got a good team with him, if he's got a tank or a healer by him, he's really hard to, get out of there. But I eventually get him out of there most of the times. And then playing as him, I'm not the biggest fan of his melee attacks. You got to get really close in there. And I think he's somebody that Wolverine should have been more because he does have shield options where he could shield himself. I know Wolverine doesn't have any shield options, but he also Wolverine needs to have a better regeneration or whatever. But B tier for Thor for sure because he is very versatile as well. He could get you out of the air. He could get you on the ground. He's really strong if he gets you cornered. If he's chasing you, it's really easy to get away from him depending on the player that you have. But if he could get you cornered or if he's in the mix, like, he's really hard to take out. And he does really well playing with other people. So I'm going to give Thor B. I really like Thor. So next one, Venom. So Venom... This is tough for me. I want to give Venom a C or a B because I don't think he's the best tank. He's really good. I don't like his ult at all and how easy it is to escape it. And I really do think I don't even know if it's one shot because for me when I played as Venom it was so hard for me to actually get people in the ult. Like people know it's coming and they jump and they get out of there and it's like I had this one dude jump the moment I came up and came out and did the ult. So it was like, he doesn't have my favorite ult. He's, really good with being mobile. I don't like his melee attack. I think he should have something better. Like they come out and they stab. I think he should have something that comes out even further, whipping, I think he could be a little bit better. I'm going to put him at C. I'm not the biggest fan of Venom in the Marvel Rivals game. I love Venom. I love him. But in the game, I think he could do more. I think he could do a little bit more for the team. He's a super tank in terms of where he could pop his shield up and give himself extra health. He's one of the harder tanks to take out for sure. But he's one of the lesser tanks in terms of versatility. And I know Hulk isn't the super most versatile, but Hulk, we can't lie. Hulk is a menace. You know what I mean? Hulk alone is a menace. Venom with somebody else is a menace because he could give himself that extra health. So if he's running with Manus or one of the healers, he's really hard to take out and he can be a pain in the ass. And he could be an A or S tier character. And I'm just gonna say this before I end this. Any of these characters can be S tier, okay? Any of these characters can be A tier. It's all about team synchronicity and how you use them. But individually, this is how I'm ranking them. So next one, we have Bucky. Bucky, dude, is easily, when he's got his ult out, he's got, one of the best ults in the game. In my opinion, maybe top 5 best ults in the game. I don't necessarily like the play style of one-shots. That's why I don't really like Hawkeye. That's why I don't like Black Widow. That's why I don't really like, people with that kind of style because it's, not my style, but he does pack a punch and he's very versatile. So I'm going to put him in B because I'm doing this off of versatility, what his, strengths are. He's not the best mobile player, but he's got a bunch of stuff that can help him be a menace on the field. His pistol is super OP, his ult is OP, his hook is OP. I really like him a lot. And a good Winter Soldier is he's very good to have on the team. Next one, we got Wolverine. Now, Wolverine at first was I didn't like him. He's hard to use. He's one of the harder characters to use for sure. And not in a sense of he's complicated, but just his techniques are kind of just hard to get down, right? And you got to know when to use them. And he's really one of those characters where you have to have a good team. You can't just go out there and be Wolverine and expect to just carry your team with Wolverine. That's not going to happen. You can carry the team with Wolverine, but you need very good healers that are focused on you, very good support teams, support strategists that are focused on you to help you out, heal you. I do think he needs a little bit better regenerative abilities. It's Wolverine. Why is he regenerating, just one time a life? He needs to have a slow regenerative. I'm not the biggest fan of his regenerative ability, but it's not bad at the same time. Does that make sense? And I love all of his other abilities. You press E and he pretty much takes half damage from any attack. You're pretty much doubling your health if you take half damage from any attack, right? So he's a slept on tank, right? He's low key a tank if used correctly. And then his attacks are super OP. He can melt after you use his shift. He definitely can melt people. I'm going to give him a solid B. We got a lot of B characters, but Like, a lot of them can be A. Like, Psylocke can be A. Wolverine at times could be A. Thor, Bucky could be A. I just didn't want to overfill, the A. I think you got to really, really earn A and S. You know what I mean? So I'm giving these guys, if someone's an A and not an S, that doesn't mean they're bad. A and S, there's a thin line, in my opinion, between A and S tier characters. A very thin line. It's just, one small thing could put them in S. And that's pretty much everything, like every other, ranking in this game, except Black Widow. She's going to stay down there at F. No one likes her. Anyway, after looking at it, I could put Magneto in A, possibly B. I could put Thor in A or Psylocke in A. Let's put Psylocke in A. Let's put Cloak and Dagger. I could put her in B, but dude, she is a menace, I hesitate to do that because she is a menace. Is there anyone that I can put in S? Anyone I can put in S? If anybody, I'm thinking Spider-Man or Star-Lord, but more Spider-Man than anybody, because if you get him down and you're good with Spider-Man, he is an S tier. If you get good with Spider-Man, he is for sure an S tier character. So I'm going to put Spider-Man S tier, just because I truly believe if anyone gets good with him, it's that that is the talent window. That is Spider-Man's difficulty. If you're good with him, you're S tier. If you're not good with him, you're way down here. You know what I mean? It's a fine line. If you're good with him, you're good. You're going to be a great player on the team. If you're not good with him, it's so bad, right? So I'm going to put him in S because I do believe that if you get good with him, he's one of the hardest people to beat, So I'm going to put him there. And I honestly, you could say the same thing with a lot of these guys. You could say the same thing with Wolverine, right? If you get good with him, you're a fucking menace on the field. But I think I like this. I really like this. Let's see. We got Doctor Strange S tier. What just happened to my computer? We got Doctor Strange S tier. We got Hela S tier. Iron Fist, Iron Man, Jeff, Mantis, Scarlet Witch. And, Scarlet Witch, she could go down to A tier. And I could put, maybe Luna Snow up there because of the healing effects. But I like Scarlet Witch here because she does so much damage. And she could be a total goon on the field, and then her ult is top 5 in the game. So I'm gonna leave it at this. I like this. I like this tier list. I think it's sound. I think it's solid. And yeah, so this is my tier list. Let me know how wrong I am in the comments. Let me know how much you disagree with me. And for those of you who agree with some of the stuff, let me know what you do agree on. But yeah, that's the video. Peace out. Hope you guys have a happy Sunday. Later, y'all.